Alrighty, I don't know why Ophiuchus, but that is how I was meant to start your reading this month. This is going to be for May 2025, and I am just going to, you know what, if the collective reading was set any kind of precedent, we're going to do 8 cards with a final, yeah, 8 cards, and then a final card, which would make 9, to sum up where it is that all this energy for the month of May is going to take us. So, if there's anything else that needs to come out, I will key the cards. But Ophiuchus, thank you for tuning in. This is Rogue Mystic Divination, and I am doing daily, weekly, and monthly card pulls. Weekly readings are coming back for May. I kind of stopped doing them because I wasn't getting a lot of views. I wasn't getting a lot of watch time off of them. So hopefully this time around, if I am more consistent with them, I will be doing every single sign. Collective, Ophiuchus, and of course Aries, Taurus, Cancer, Gemini, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces, and every single sign for every day, for every week, and for the entirety of the month. I am also going to be doing 72-hour readings, which I will be releasing on, I'll release them on Thursday so that you guys have them for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So whenever you get to them, you get to them, and those will be timeless readings. But Ophiuchus, thank you for tuning back in, and thank you for all of your watch time, the attention that you pay to the channel, and this is going to be your May 2025. Starting off with, and as always guys, the collective reading is going to be up before any of the other readings, so watch your sun, moon, and rising, and your north node to get a picture of how your month is going to go, but, or whatever it is that you're drawn to, even if it's not your sign. If you're a cross watcher, so be it. But this is, I don't know, starting off with the 3 of Pentacles in the reverse for the month of Ophiuchus, and making sure my deck isn't completely and totally upside down. Nope. Okay. Most of these are in the upright. I did just do a deck clearing, and I have that video. I'll probably link it down below in the pinned comment. But starting off with the 3 of Pentacles for the month of Ophiuchus, there is disharmony. And the collective reading had a lot of holdover energy that they were dealing with. Like, what do I need to clean house? What do I really want to take with me? And what do I want to feed my soul? Because not everything is supposed to be here. You got to clean out the fridge sometimes, so clean out that soul kitchen and make way for the new abundance coming in. Because it does feel like you are going to have some abundance coming in, Ophiuchus. Let's just see how it's going to come in. It's going to start by you finding out that you are misaligned to some of the people that are within your in your confines, and even though you may have been trying to foster a realm of teamwork, it always seemed to be disorganized. It didn't work out the way that it was supposed to, and it's because everyone didn't have the same goals. Everyone didn't have the same desires as to what it is that they wanted to get out of a situation, whether it was a romantic relationship or a work relationship or just getting shit done. We've got followed by the 5 of Pentacles, so it's likely that this disorganization, this disharmony within whatever group it is that you've been dealing with, that hasn't been doing you any favors, somehow this misalignment, this possible chaos that you've been dealing with, has put you into a position to work alone and focus on what it is that you need to do to get the goal achieved. That's why with the 5 of Pentacles coming out after that, it's also in the reverse. So that's definitely the better way to have it come up. You are recovering, but it seems like it's just going to put you on an even playing field at this point. You are improving something, but, well, it really feels like you're improving everything. But you may be disregarding that, if you've been in a position where you're like, oh, I need to be kind to people, I need to help them along, it hasn't put you into a good spot. And it's because you probably had an inability to temper that kindness with a sense of self-preservation. Because whenever you're putting other people first, other people with issues first, it's difficult to see the kind of position that you're putting yourself in. I know I've been there, I've seen other people be there, and it does seem like you are cutting things off at this point and stepping onto a solo path to where you can truly recover. Whether it's financially, physically. If you're stubborn, you may even come down with an injury that makes it impossible for you to help somebody else out. And it's just kind of I don't wish that on anybody, but it's just the universe's way of telling you to sit your happy ass down. We've got the Fool. This is going to lead you to a new beginning. It's going to end up coming out of nowhere. Because of the position that helping other people out has put you in, or being a part of these relationships where no one had the same goal, and being forced to sit down and just not do for other people, it's going to allow you to have a new beginning. There's a lot of possibilities whenever you have this free time, and you're going to really figure out how much time it is that you were spending on trying to help other people out. You may even be able to work some pleasure in there somewhere, maybe a cruise. I just saw a big boat, so even if it's just a river cruise, still a cruise. Cruise is a cruise. We've got the Ace of Wands in reverse. So if you find that you're meeting any delays with starting new projects, this is why. There's a point where you're at that you even really need to. You may have been in a reactionary kind of a personality stint. It's like, well, I need to deal with this. And then as soon as you would deal with that, then something else would come up. It's somebody else's problem that they need help with. Somebody else's issue that then became your problem somehow. And that's why there's delays. You really need to sit and see what possibilities that you have. Where do you want to go? Not where do you need to go. What do you need to react to next? Where do you want to go next? You may realize that after you sit and mull some of these ideas over, some of these events over, you're really not that interested in them. Look at why it is that you wanted to be involved in them to begin with. You could find out that that desire didn't even originate with you. It originated with somebody else's probably half-baked idea that, let's go to Burning Man. You know, why do you want to go to Burning Man? And I don't know. Burning Man used to sound like a good idea, but now it just seems like it's a lot of, ugh. I've never been like a festival person. I've never been a concert person, and it just seems like a lot of people. And if you're not familiar with Burning Man, look it up, because it is interesting, and it's like this big art festival in the middle of the desert. And this is the idea that I had of it whenever I was growing up. And back then it was smaller, okay? It was a lot smaller. There wasn't millions of people turning out for this thing. It was a few hundred, maybe. At that point in time, they were maybe creeping up to a little over 1,000, you know. But everyone would come from all over the place and just like build these art booths and these little event portals, and they would do like body painting and probably a lot of drugs and more drugs. and more art on top of that. And it was really kind of a semi-bohemian alternative haven at that point in time. But there was also a lot of homogenization because a lot of those people knew each other. It started from a lot of people that knew each other who just wanted to go chill out in the middle of the desert away from all influence and, you know, do their art thing collectively. And it's blown up into what it is now. It's a very cool story about how Black Rock City is what they call it. Kind of doesn't exist for most of the year, and then it's time for Burning Man. And at the end of it, they all collectively get together, and it used to be just like the old school Burning Man to Wicker Man kind of a thing. They wouldn't burn anybody in the Wicker Man, so chill out. But maybe some of this stuff is like clicking in your head, and that's why I'm rambling about it. But they used to build a giant effigy of a man in the center of it all, and they would set it on fire, and whenever it would burn down, that is whenever Black Rock City would dissolve, and it would just kind of disappear because everyone would pack up and they would go. So it exists. Black Rock City, at least back in the day, it used to only exist for the moment that the festival existed, and then when it was over, and it was gone. And that may be something that you're dealing with. Like, as soon as you are not putting energy into something, Ophiuchus, that could be, you could just watch it dissolve. It's like it meant so much to all of these people that you were helping them with stuff, and you were putting all the work into these relationships, and you were putting all this energy into these projects and just everything. And whenever you're not there putting the energy into it, it's gone. It just disappears like it never mattered. Like, it was their idea, it was their project, it was their thing, and they asked you to help them with it. But, you know, this may have even been people chasing you to be in a relationship. And one day I'm going to get on camera and you guys are going to see how much I move my hands and I'm gesturing and everything, and you're gonna crack up because it's kind of hilarious. I'm even laughing at myself while I'm sitting here doing this. But as soon as you're not the one feeding energy into this, they're not interested anymore. Some of these relationships where someone was chasing you down and they really wanted to be involved with you, as soon as you start to reciprocate and you're putting energy into this, then the other person is like, oh, well, this isn't a dead end anymore. This is a through street. They're interested, and I'm getting feedback, and I don't want the feedback. I don't want the attention. I want the chase. I want to chase the attention. I want to chase the person. And so if you find someone that's gotten disinterested in you after being super intensely interested and always wanting to talk and always wanting to be a part of what you're doing, then you start to reciprocate more because you become more interested and you start sharing more back and forth. And then it's just like, maybe you're just a mirror for them. And they're getting everything that they want. They're seeing everything that they want, and there's no mystery anymore. Because we have the Two of Swords here, Ophiuchus, that, after I just rant and ramble and everything, let me know if you've been to Burning Man. But we've got the Two of Swords. I think I said the Two of Pentacles. But with the Two of Swords coming in after that, I think that really is you feeding into something that has been trying to get your attention, and that's why it's choosing lesser of two evils. It's like, I'm not going to fight against it anymore. I'm going to communicate with this. I'm going to give feedback. I'm going to receive feedback. There's going to be communication, and it's like the blindfold is coming off. It's like the water that's tumultuous in the Two of Swords whenever it's in the upright. It's still, and you can see to the bottom, and all of a sudden it's not as interesting because the danger is gone. And flip this where it needs to go. This could have been you chasing someone and really wanting to be involved with someone, and it just ended up flattening out and not being as interesting as it looked whenever you weren't allowed access to it. It could be a relationship, it could be a job, it could be anything. I'm not trying to make you an hour and a half reading, I promise. Now, with the Seven of Cups, we've got, options. You realize that some of the things that you were looking at that you thought were going to be options for you, that you thought were things that you wanted, are not. They're not. They're things that you put on a pedestal. And I know that these are cups in the card, but these are things that you have put on a pedestal, and whenever you see them, it's a doll head. It's a napkin. It's a rubber snake. It's not even a real snake. There's no danger there. It just looks like something that may possibly be dangerous. And you're starting to see things more for what they are rather than what you were expected to believe that they were. So you're realigning to your personal values instead of someone else's idea of what your personal values should be. Whenever you start eliminating these choices that other people have given you, you start to realize that maybe even these people who had you focused on these things don't have a purpose in your life. It's right now looking like maybe a relationship reset for you, your relationship with other people, and some of these relationships that you've been, and it's not just relationships with people, it's relationships with your environment, with the things that you've been interested in. And if you've been confused about why these things were in your life, then that may be all that you need to know. Because we've got, and the fact that the magician, the freaking magician, comes out right on top of the Fool. So you're going to have a new beginning this month. After starting with all this turmoil of, it doesn't even really feel like turmoil, it's just like, it's almost like I'm seeing kids that one wants to go down to like the corner shop and get candy, and the other one wants to go to another friend's house to get ice cream. And that is a friend that doesn't like you. And you don't mind that they want to go do that, but they want you to come with them, and you don't want to go with them because this is someone that you don't like, and or that you don't get along with. It's not so much that you don't get along with them, it's that you don't align with them, and it may be mostly because of how they react to you. And this injury that I was talking about could be an injury from... It feels very mild, though. Like as painful as they are, a sprained ankle or a sprained knee or something like that. I was going to give you time to sit and relax and take the pressure off. Even if it's not a physical energy, it's going to give you time to take the pressure off of yourself and narrow down your choices. Or maybe eliminate all of these choices because none of these were things that you wanted to be involved with. Like you decide that, no, you know what, I can go down to the corner store and get candy all on my own. I can do things on my own. I don't need to do what you want me to do or what you want to do. Just because you want the company, it's not so much that you want to be with me or that you want my company, is that you want to go do something and it doesn't align with what I want to do. The other person, however, is going to be upset about it. Some of these other people may be upset about it because they want to know, well, why? And they already know why. You don't have to explain again. But we've got, the Fool, new beginnings, new opportunities, adventure, new possibilities. And if you meet any delay, these new possibilities are going to end up showing you that other people are going to choose the other side, given the opportunity. And that's just going to help you realign to what your personal values are. What do you want to do? What do you want out of life? What kind of job or career do you want? And Ophiuchus, again, you have the Magician right on top of the Fool. It's going to put you into a position where you can act without waiting on somebody else. You can create without worrying about somebody else's opinion. You can manifest what you want into existence without... You can manifest a path. You can create one out of thin air. Maybe by someone that you end up meeting out of the blue. Somehow a spontaneous connection is going to net you some pretty good returns in the long run. Probably because you randomly meet someone whenever you're... Whenever you're in a pretty self-confident frame of mind. Like you're standing in line waiting to get coffee and you just happen to say something haphazardly about like a job listing on your phone. You're like, well, that doesn't seem like it's a good fit. Let's see what else we got. And someone else overhears and it's like, oh, you're looking for a new job? Oh yeah, everybody's looking right now, aren't they? And because it really is kind of that time of year. It's spring and it's time for renewal and for a restart, a reset. And a lot of people are. I mean, a lot of things that were seasonal for the winter season for the early year are closing out. And anyway, this could be someone that could put you either in connection with somebody else or give you a suggestion about a job to avoid or something to go after. Just because someone mentions something to you does not mean that you have to take it. Don't be afraid to say no. If someone offers you a job on the spot and you're not even at an interview, just be like, no, you know what? I'm really not looking for anything in that field, but, thanks for the suggestion. I'm really looking for something in transportation, logistics versus sales. That could be something that comes up. And they're like, well, hey, I know my buddy's, trucking company is looking for people and they're paying for training. They're paying for the education. So maybe that's something for you. And hey, let them know that I told you about it. But yeah, somewhere out of nowhere, because you have the resources, you have the energy, you have the tools. And the only tool that you may need is yourself. The fact that you can look at things and you can discern whether or not you want to be aligned to them. And this is a 24-minute reading so far, so thanks for hanging in there, Ophiuchus, if you stay with me this long. We've got the Two of Pentacles for your... Well, nothing in particular, just on the spread. On top of the delays. The delays are going to keep you from being overcommitted. The delays are going to keep you from having 3 jobs. The delays are going to put you into a position where you can't possibly take on anything, especially if it's that physical injury I was talking about. It's going to keep you from, maybe that's what people need. They need a time to see where you are not healed, where you are not able to take on their crap, and they'll maybe during this recuperation of yours, you'll finally get people to see that they don't necessarily need you. They just don't want to deal with their own crap. So I know that this Two of Pentacles is in the reverse, and it says that you will be overcommitted and disorganized, but I think that's where you've been. I think that's where you've been, overwhelmed by people coming to you and saying, I need this by Tuesday, and then as soon as they leave, then somebody else is coming up to you and saying, hey, I need you to do this on Thursday. And you're busy doing things, so you're just like, yeah, sure, whatever, just put it on my desk. Yeah, sure, whatever, just send me a text about it later. Send me an email about it. Give me the details, and I'll be there. You know, there's a party on Saturday. There's, you know, a doctor's appointment on Wednesday, and it's almost as though you don't have to fill up your schedule. You don't have to write your schedule. You don't have to worry about it. Not somebody, but everybody else is doing it for you. In the month of May, there's going to be a stop to it. There just is. And as soon as people start seeing that they can't get you to do all these things, they're going to be like, well, okay, then I'm going to find somebody else. And sadly, that cycle may start over with somebody else helping them out and doing this. And I think if they do, it's going to be a much shorter period of time that this happens. And eventually they may just start doing things on their own without really thinking about it, because they have a problem getting somebody else to help them. I think this is really going to be the end of you being overwhelmed by everybody else's crap. However, this may be true that you end up being overwhelmed with everything that you have let lapse in your life while dealing with everybody else's BS. And this is going to be the number 9 card for you for the month. This card is going to sum up the energy throughout the month that's going to, the energy that you're going to be working towards. The Queen of Swords, which makes sense. Because I really did get that feeling that you were just too busy. And it may be leading to a point where once you are healed and people try and start doing this with you again, you're like, hey, is your broken leg healed? You know, how's your leg doing? They're not calling to see how you're doing. They're not calling to see if you've gotten any better or if you need anything. They're calling to see if they can get something, if they can get you to do something. And whenever you say, no, I can't do that, regardless of the reason why, know that it doesn't matter what reason it is that you give them. They are going to think that you are just, like the card says, bitchy. Like, oh, well, you just don't want to help anybody out anymore, do you? No, not really. I really don't. And it's because of their previous actions. The Queen of Swords is looking at the previous communication, the previous set of actions. Right over there, there is a long list from the past that demonstrates what the deal is. And it's just not something that you likely ever get much out of Ophiuchus. Like, all I needed was some downtime to chill out and heal up and not have to deal with everybody else's crap, and I can't even get that. So I know that there's no, aside from the Ace of Wands, there's no real boundary cards here, but I think that's because people are going to be far enough away that they don't need to see the fence. They don't need to see you laying down the law or draw in the circle of salt. They don't, because you are going to inform them very pointedly about why. And I don't think you're necessarily being, I don't think that you're being a bad person by saying no to people this month, Ophiuchus. I really don't. I think this is just you resetting and saying that I have my own goals. I have places that I want to be, things I want to do, and I can't do them if my entire schedule centers around everybody else. And this isn't like this is a family thing, like you're a busy mom or a busy dad and you're trying to work around your kids' schedules. It's like it's everybody in the damn neighborhood and their cousins and your cousins. And probably your aunts and uncles too. So, while big families can be great, and kind of collecting people as you go throughout life and collecting these connections can be great. Sometimes you have to redefine them. And that is definitely what the Queen of Swords is doing. It doesn't mean you have to lose them. It doesn't mean that they are necessarily bad people. It's just that things got out of control. And they may not be seeing you for everything that you do, not just for them, but for everybody else. And they may not realize that this is the kind of effect that they have been having on your life. And well, you're probably out there trying to positively affect the lives of others. However, you only have so much in your own cup. You only have so. It doesn't matter if you have 40 cups. If you can't fill even one of them for yourself, then stop doing it for everybody else. But guys, this ran a little bit long. Thank you if you stayed around for the entirety of this, because I know that that's a long reading. But this has been your May 2025 monthly tarot reading for Ophiuchus. And as usual, guys, please check back in for the weeklies, dailies, and the rest of your monthlies for your Sun, Moon, Rising, in North Node. And check back in for those evergreen 72-hour readings that I will be putting out on Thursdays. So thank you for tuning in. And as always, I appreciate you guys. And I hope that you like the content that you find here.